Hey, paisanos! It's Nintendo Weekend Report!
With the Mario Brothers and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the fame. If your sink is in trouble, you can call us on the double. We're faster than the others, you'll be hooked on the brothers. Hooked on the brothers. Yo, you're in for a treat, so hang on to your seat. Get ready for adventure and remarkable feats. You'll meet Koopas and Troopas, the princess and the others. Hanging with the plumbers, you'll be hooked on the brothers. To the bridge.
Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Nintendo Weekend Report. Now this episode I'm going to be summarizing some of my thoughts and feelings and experiences at the Screw Tech Gaming Convention, which happened this past weekend. Now we'll get to Nintendo news and stuff like that in this weekend's episode, because there's definitely a lot to cover, but I just wanted to tell you guys why I just had an absolute blast this past weekend. Now I didn't actually get to the first day of the convention because the flight I booked actually got there late that night, and I figured, you know what, maybe I can just get my pass then, but by the time I got there, everything was just kind of shut down because the shuttle service I had booked decided that it didn't want to pick me up that late, so I had to find my own ways of getting back. But thankfully, I did get to experience the convention on both Saturday and Sunday, and it was still worth the trip. Now, if you don't know, the Screw Tech Gaming Convention is kind of a smaller scale gaming convention compared to something like PAX. It has a big arcade, a console free play room, a decent sized dealer room, and panels. Now, I got to go to the Peanut Butter Gamer panel, I got to go to JonTron's panel, I got to go to the Mega 64 podcast panel, I got to hear KG and Ifune talk a little bit about his experiences with Mega Man and his, things with going on with Mighty Number 9. And they were all really fascinating, all really funny, even if some of the questions being asked were kind of awkward. But you know what? It was a really fun time during those panels at the very least. And, I do regret not going to the first day because Mega 64 had their main panel and their battle against Butt Attack, which they unfortunately lost. But I'm still thinking that, that whole competition was rigged. So if you want to watch it, I'll put an annotation link on the bottom of the video, and you can see for yourself how Mega 64 was robbed of their victory. So rest in peace, Garrett Hunter, you will be missed. Now, as far as the arcade goes, they actually had a lot of unique kind of games. Like, you had your old standbys like Ninja Turtles, X-Men, Pac-Man, The Simpsons arcade game, but they had some really obscure games like Aerosmith Revolution X, which is this light gun game where you shoot CDs at enemies, and it's really bizarre. They had one called, what was it called? It was called, it's like Adventurous Pinocchio or something like that, which is a one-button 2D fighting game where you play as Pinocchio and you battle against various fairy tale villains like Captain Hook and the Queen of Hearts and the Big Bad Wolf. It is absolutely bizarre, and it's not very hard at all, because like I said, it's only one button and you just keep mashing it, but it feels really fun to play. But there's only 3 bosses that you fight, then the game's just over. There's no versus mode or anything like that, but it is pretty interesting if you ever get to play that. So it is a Pinocchio fighting game. I wish I could remember the name right off the top of my head, but I will put the actual name of it on the video here. But yeah, there are a lot of arcade games that were all on free play, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun just being able to play those with random people and the friends I was hanging out with. And I just wish I had more time to play those. Now, in terms of the dealer room, they had quite a bit of selection to choose from. I mean, a lot of people selling stuff there were selling retro games like Super Nintendo games and Genesis games, and they had some figures and stuff like SHF Figure Arts and posters lots of cool little Japanese stuff as well. It's pretty much what you'd expect out of a dealer's room, but I still had a fun time just looking around, and I did get something really cool. Here, I'll go get it. Now, I saw this and absolutely dug it. Now, not only does it play Super Nintendo games like Donkey Kong Country like I'm playing here, but it is also compatible with a separate adapter that comes with it with regular Nintendo games. And they also sell like a Genesis adapter, so you can play Genesis games on here too. It gets kind of bulky with all those adapters on it, but you know what? It is so cool. I've always wanted one of these, and I'm glad to have finally seen it for a reasonable price. So yeah, you can find some really cool gems like the Retro Duo Portable there, and I'll have a full review of that on my personal YouTube channel if you guys want to know more about it, but it is damn awesome. Now, they did have a console-free playroom, but unlike something like PAX where you take a certain game from the checkout counter and take it to a station, all the games were predetermined and laid out in a certain way, and they had like a table full of Xbox 360s and PS3s and PS4s and stuff like that, and they also had a table full of Wii's and Wii U's where they had like Mario Kart and Smash Brothers. And, it was still really fun to just, jump in a game and play with other people. They had all the games that, we definitely would want to play with other people. So, it was fun. It's not just a little limited, but, I still had a great time just jumping in and playing with just random strangers and friends, and even experiencing weird little games on the Sega Saturn that I didn't even know existed. Now, they also had an indie gaming room called the Indie Haven, where a lot of independent developers were showing off some of their games that were either in early access or coming out pretty soon. There was a game called Tumblestone, which I really, really, really liked, which is on course to be released on the Wii U in 2015. It's kind of weird to explain. It's a lot like, Puyo Puyo or like Kirby's Avalanche, where you have to match 3 colored blocks together in order to get them to disappear, but it's like so focused on multiplayer, and you have to try and clear your field as fast as you can, and you just rack up your score until you get to a certain number. Now, the demo they had was set up so it just kept going, and I found that to be a ton of fun. It was very hectic, and it reminds me a lot of playing something like Smash Brothers and setting the stock up to 99. So it is just endless fun. So keep an eye out on Tumblestone coming out on pretty much everything, but especially Wii U. All in all, I just gotta say, SGC was a blast. I had an absolute awesome time there. If you guys are around Dallas, Texas, or can get to Dallas, Texas, next year in July, be sure to come by there. It is an absolute comfortable convention. It's not like PAX where it's just tons and tons of people as far as the eye can see, but it's just one big fun party, and all your favorite people are gonna be there, and it's just so close knit, and it just feels like family. And I cannot recommend going to it enough. If you guys want to come meet me next year, I'm more than down, and hopefully I can see you there, because I would definitely love to meet some fans and just hang out with way more people. Thanks everybody for watching this special SGC episode of Nintendo Weekend Report. I will be filming and uploading another episode this Saturday. We're going to be catching up on the past couple weeks of Nintendo news. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. But until next time, SGC! Woo!